10.
Sorcerer.
6.
Gladiator. The
There's
Gladiator
Gladiator
Hills.
10.
12.
7.
7.
It's 12.
I cannot catch up. 7.
This character just has a lot of heart.
They have somebody who they actually connect with.
This is someone they think is a close friend, and they're sort of just being moved along.
Magic is actually
In short supply. Just having it is enough for it to be of value to someone who wants to manipulate it.
It's so sad. Wondrous Champion?
Wondrous Champion. Sand?
Oh my god, it's devastating!
Sold. Yeah, that's really good.
Yo, what's up everybody? My name is Emilio. That's my friend Christian. We build characters for role-playing games based on all sorts of different and random prompts and parameters. If you've been enjoying Let's Roll Characters, give us a like. If you're new here, subscribe to the channel. And now, let's roll characters! Yeah. Today we are super excited to have my amazing neighbors, Windee and Dave, rolling a character with us. Windee and Dave have been on some of our Let's Roll Character stuff in the past, or I've done some streams with Dave on his channel, Pants Are for Suckers. And between the two of them, they have more than 65 years of combined D&D experience. So they're gonna probably school us tonight on a lot of this stuff. We're gonna be looking to you two for pointers. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. We're super excited.
Thanks for the math.
Well, it's Pi Day, so
That's
math
true.
Math
True.
is
So math is
required.
true.
Yeah, happy
That's
Pi
right.
Day, everybody. So, as we've mentioned in our last couple episodes, we're doing this season a little differently. This is the season of Friends and Family, and we are setting all of our characters in a single setting that we are developing over the course of each episode. Christian, if you wouldn't mind, you want to give us a recap of where we are right now?
Yeah, so we've got a couple characters who we've developed. The first one was Calligraphex Superior, who you guys may recall was a dragonborn who prolonged a battle between two warring cities and was forcibly conscripted as a consequence of that. And then in our second episode, we met Wondrous Champion, the ironically named Wondrous Champion, who really was just looking for companionship and was coerced basically into fighting in the Gladiator Hills, and then used magic, which is really a big no-no in the Gladiator Hills. I mean, you know, as we all know. And was exiled and is sort of off and wandering. And that's kind of where we're at right now. So 2 warring cities. We've got a character in each. And we'll find out what our third character's role will be in this whole epic. So Windee and Dave, we're gonna first need a D10 if you wouldn't mind grabbing it and rolling us for ancestry, please.
We have a 9.
Oh, okay, this is gonna be mixed ancestry. So go ahead and roll again twice. We'll find out what mixture we got.
All right. We have a 1.
Dragonborn.
3.
Okay, Dragonborn Elf. Oh. Okay, and then we're not going to roll a second D10 for culture because we're just going to go with diverse culture because off camera Emilio was remarking on we can't just keep building new communities and cities. So we'll keep it in one of these cities that we've got so far. And then if you guys wouldn't mind grabbing your D12, let's get class going.
That is a 1.
Barbarian. Okay.
Barbarian.
Oh.
Dragonborn, elf, barbarian from diverse cultural background. And if you could grab a D20, please, and roll that for background.
16.
Soldier. Okay, soldier certainly fits into the motif we've got going so far. And then the final roll is a D4 for gender.
It's a 1.
It's gonna be a dude. Any initial thoughts on this? Windee, Dave, Emilio? What do you think about sort of like a circumstance where a soldier becomes a barbarian, right? Because you can start off in a soldier background, which is going to be regimented, right? And sort of structured. And then this transition into barbarian, how do you guys think something like that might happen with a person?
Ooh, a reversal.
So maybe it's more of a rebellion against the authority, right? So potentially even kicked out of the military for, you know, slugging an officer kind of thing. Maybe for aiding and abetting the enemy. Maybe this actually is a switching not only of soldier to barbarian, but a switching of sides in the war.
Ooh, yes.
So then the question becomes, does this individual rebel against sort of the more structured aristocratic society, or do they rebel against the more sort of Spartan warlike society?
I see him coming up as because a dragonborn elf would be just. Well, at least I would think that they would not be appreciated by elves or by pretty much anybody else. So they probably would have come up, I would guess, through the ranks of being a soldier, probably orphaned or something, and so you end up in that situation, and maybe starts realizing that there's another way to live.
Then you could end up with a sort of like a pacifist barbarian, right? Who is trying to put their fighting days behind them, but still just has this inner rage if something goes wrong, where they just lash.
Well, that'd be your instinct. That's who you are. That's in you, and you're gonna, how do you fight with yourself when that's how you are trained. That's all you know how to do.
And that totally sets up just a visual scene for me of this turning point where this guy is. Yeah, because as a soldier, assumably he was armored and working with a soldier's weapons, and so there's this scene where he's peeling off that armor, right, and throwing it down or throwing it in the fire, and the same with those weapons, and he walks away, bare chested, with a lumber axe. and crosses the border.
Are you guys thinking then that he doesn't switch sides? He just leaves the war altogether?
There's a whole story arc here, I think, where how he ends up maybe switching sides, or maybe he's just picking the right path.
Both could have happened, right? Left one side, thinking the other's right, grass is greener, goes to the other side, finds out that in a completely different way, they're just as bad.
So I really like that. So one of the things what I'm sort of imagining is background is a soldier in a more structured sort of setting, and so I would view that as the aristocratic side of things. Yeah. And then something happens, and we have to decide what that thing is. Something happens which causes him to leave. And he resents the side he came from, so he goes to the other side. And this other Spartan side probably is going to have more folks who are just in it for the thrill of battle, who aren't necessarily heavily armored. They're just maybe maniacs on the battlefield, that kind of thing. But then he realizes that that's not for him either. And then he leaves the sort of battle entirely. Is that kind of where we're moving, or the war?
I think that's exactly it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I love that.
Let's figure out a little more about what this character is good at and roll some dice. We are going to roll our ability scores. Now, in case you haven't noticed, I am rocking a luxurious mustache today. I'm wearing this mustache because I lost our last competition when Stan was on the show. And I always pay my debts. So y'all get to enjoy this. Since we have two guests today, what we're going to do is Christian and I are going to still roll our 2 ability scores, and then Dave and Windee are going to play as a team. And again, whoever has the highest combined total score from both of their rolls will take the day. Are we putting anything on the line here? Oh, okay. Today is 3/14, Pi Day. How about a piece of pie?
How am I supposed to get pie to you?
You're going to have to figure it out, Christian, if you lose.
You're going to have to ship some pie, buddy.
Yeah, there's plenty of online places. You can just send it to one house.
Okay, all right. Yeah, we have to find out a local pie place and get them to deliver the pie.
Perfect.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay.
This is great. This is great.
I love it.
All right. Well, for our lovely guests,
I want this prize. I'm sorry. I really want this
prize.
prize.
No. We're winning this.
Dave and Windee, if you would roll our strength score first, we'll get this started.
Strength is 11.
We'll hope for a Dexy barbarian. 13.
Uh-oh. Okay.
Yeah, you guys are gonna be sending pie my way. Oh my goodness, man. I can taste it now.
Constitution? Oh yeah, that is a 16.
Oh,
Nice.
no!
That's what we needed.
Yeah.
Oh,
That is what we
That
needed.
does help. Yeah, that helps overall.
All right.
I feel the pie being snatched out of my mouth.
Intelligence, please.
You know what?
Go ahead.
That is a 13.
Come on, sweet wisdom. It's a 13.
Very
Here
nice.
you go,
Okay.
Emilio.
16.
Oh, you're kidding me!
Oh!
2 5s and a 6.
Oh, I like this character.
This is fun.
Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
man.
like this character.
Well-
Intimidate.
You guys know where to find me whenever you have those pies ready. Let's look at these stats. So we've got high constitution and charisma, and then really like pretty solid, across the board with everything else.
Yeah.
There's nothing bad. Yeah.
Right.
So let's talk a little bit more about who this person is and what what details we can figure out about them. What are you guys feeling?
So I don't think that changed much. Although, what Windee just said, intimidation, like he's gonna rock intimidation. That's his new favorite weapon.
What
right?
stands out to me is with all these stats, like all being so high, it does make you think that this is somebody who is, really skillful, really talented, what about that would have caused conflict for him to leave the first side?
Well, usually when you start to think about things and analyze a little bit, you might start to
Right.
question
Yeah.
something. So what would be the breakthrough thing that would make him go, wait a second?
One of the things that we established partially in the first episode with Calligraphex was that the city where Calligraphex lives, which has like sort of the nobles and the craftspeople, was maybe a little bit frivolous and sort of thinks really highly of itself. And so if we're saying that he came up through the ranks of the of the military, it could have just been that like he ended up in a position, maybe like a low-ranking officer who then had to deal with these nobles who were just care about really inane things or are sort of only interested in sort of like
Just
superficial.
ship these people off to war.
Yeah, right. And they're
Fine.
just sending people out to war. The people that this Dragonborn elf has fought side by side with, and it's just like too much to deal with.
What if this? So our character here was persuaded or, coerced in some way to be the person who sabotaged the treaty. And then when that happened, the noble who was also a general or something, sold him out. And he had to flee, or else he was going to get captured and executed. And so in order to sort of get revenge, he goes to the other side so that he can try to take this general down.
This isn't someone that would probably just be following orders or just what's his motivation to keep the war going?
So yeah, is he somebody that would be more on the side of we gotta, we have to sabotage this because it's all wrong, like the treaty is wrong and we can't do this and sabotage is the only way out? Or would he be someone that would be promised a jump in rank if he just did what he's supposed to do? Is he looking for a leg up or is he looking to do the right thing?
I think he's looking for a leg up. I think he's looking to get, recognized and promoted to where he actually belongs, and then he's betrayed and fights for the other side.
That's actually interesting with the idea of being from a mixed background and sort of maybe not having a sense of belonging, and then finding sort of a home in the military, but then seeing kind of over the course of time that this isn't really the family that or the community.
Yeah, it's being passed over for stuff that he feels like he should. And so that leads in, because the other thing I wanted to get to was there's got to be this rage building in him, right?
Oh yeah.
So maybe that's the source of that, is during his time in the military, it seems like it should be an ideal life to him. He thinks this is exactly the thing. This is what's going to get me ahead. This is this is my place in the universe. And continually, everything seems to be set against him.
The people he started out with get promoted.
Right.
People are getting all kinds of goodies. He doesn't get anything. He does the dirty work.
And maybe in reality for good reason, but not in his head for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I want to believe that he is like somebody who deserves the recognition and, thinks that like, okay, here's my big break in order to get the recognition that I deserve.
Yeah.
He's betrayed. I want to say he goes to the other side and he does kill that general. Like he takes that general down in battle. And does he feel like sort of empty after that? Like all this fight in him, all this rage that was in him, and it all comes to a head.
I'm not satisfied.
Yeah. And that's when
right,
he
and that's his first
away.
right in that battle against that general. That's his first rage moment, right? That's the first time that happens. That's yeah.
It turned out to be a little darker than when we first started out with sort of like a kind of swashbuckling kind of barbarian type of guy. But that's how it goes, and now we need a name that will fit this barbarian warrior.
Not off the top of my head.
Names are the worst.
The hard part.
But remember, this can also be a name that was acquired too. It doesn't have to be the name that they were born with or given as a child. Like, could be an acquired name too.
He may not be able to use his real name at this point anyway.
Good point. Good point.
Right?
Yeah, that's no
both
way.
sides.
Yeah, no way.
Yeah, there's no way he's using his real name.
At the point where we meet him, maybe he still has his military name or whatever his chosen name was, rather than his.
And what is
Yeah. So he
Well, it could be
still
chosen at
the-
any point, though. Could be chosen during military career. Could be chosen once he's killed the general. Could be chosen whenever. Yeah.
Maybe he's got General Slayer tied to it.
Yeah, well, I was going to say, does he get a
okay.
name? Does he have a different name? I mean, it doesn't really matter, but from the first city to the second city, and then does he get a new name after he kills the general?
I think he's going to need...
Yeah, well, yeah, no.
don't
He's
think we
like,
need to
I
pick
mean,
them
in
all
the
right
first
now.
city, he's like Saxlax the Traitor, you know?
Yeah, right.
That's a pretty great name.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Should we just do that? Saxlax the Traitor?
Saxlax the Traitor.
Saxlax the Traitor!
Yeah, there it is.
Oh, yes!
Christian, Windee, Dave, I think we have it. Christian, please tell us about Saxlax the Traitor.
Yeah, Saxlax the Traitor has quite a story. So he is of Dragonborn elf ancestry, and he came up on our more aristocratic city side, where a very talented, innately sort of talented person joined the military and really sort of viewed his abilities as better sort of suited to being in charge of things. And so the war was kind of coming to an end, and this general says, hey, kid, if you can sabotage this treaty that some idiot named Calligraphex is writing up, then we could keep this war going, and I'm gonna rank you up. So Saxlax says, okay, this is not who I am, but I deserve this, and so I'm going to sort of betray myself just a little bit so that I can, really become who I deserve to be. And so upon doing that, of course, the general completely betrays him, and he has to flee for his life, basically. But this is when rage starts building up in him. And so he goes to our other side, our more militaristic Spartan side, and he vows revenge on this general. And he gets it. He is a warrior, to the core. And he, on the field of battle, just destroys this general, probably in a really nasty way. But as he sort of, sets down his axe in that moment and is attempting to sort of really relish this victory, hard fought and hard won, he recognizes that he doesn't feel satisfaction, he doesn't feel joy, he just feels emptiness. And so he decides that he is just going to leave war behind altogether. And now Saxlax the Traitor is off in the wilderness somewhere, and we'll find out what his next chapter will be as we continue to develop the story here.
All right, Christian, do we have our character?
Yeah, we do, and so now do all of you. If you want to bring Saxlax the Traitor into your game, you can go ahead and click the link below for the PDF.
Yes, and thank you so much, Windee and Dave, for joining us today.
Yeah.
It's been
Thank
so
you.
much fun.
Yeah.
Anything you guys want to shout out right now?
So we stream with a good chunk of this crowd on Panzer for Suckers on Twitch. And we just started spinning those onto the Panzer for Suckers YouTube channel as well.
Yes, yeah, check them out. They're streaming some stuff. I'm on a lot of that stuff, so check me out. And as always, if you've enjoyed Let's Roll Characters, please give us a like. It really helps out a lot. Subscribe to the channel so you can stay up to date on what we're doing. Leave us a comment. Let us know what you think of Saxlax the Traitor. Are you bringing Saxlax into your game? And let us know other types of characters that you'd like to see in future episodes.
Yeah, thanks for watching.
Now go play some RPGs.
Boom, 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 boom. Characters, gonna roll characters.
And the enemy who he hates the most is himself.
Now go play some RPGs.
Nice. Hey, well done.
Awesome.
That is a wrap,
Not too
guys.
bad.